This is Professor L.B. Gayakawad's English Literature Web, and here today I am Professor L.B. Gayakawad is teaching the second part of lectures 10, Interchangeability as Language Property. In the first part we have seen that this language has, suppose we can say English language, we can say Marathi language, we can say Hindi language. Every language has the property, and that is the interchangeability property. It means there is the interchanging link between the languages. For example, we can say in English language also, in Marathi language also, in Hindi language also, there is the interchangeability as the language property. Here, in the first part, we saw that in the discussion, there are the two persons, one is speaker and the second is listener. And these two persons do the particular discussion, and through that particular discussion we get the total feedback. And with the help of this total feedback system, because when these two persons, means when the speaker and the listener do the discussion with each other, there is the total feedback, and that total feedback system is that the speaker can hear from the listener. Means the speaker can hear from the listener. It means the speaker listens from the listener. The speaker listens, because when the speaker speaks with the listener listens, and then the listener speaks with the speaker, and in this way the speaker learns many things from the listener, and in this way this is the feedback. Means this speaker gets the feedback from the listener. Means this listener gives the feedback to the speaker. Means this is the feedback between these two persons, and in this way it is called the total feedback system. So this total feedback system monitors the signals. Monitors the signals means monitors the words, monitors the phrases, monitors the sentences. Signals means the directions. Signals means the signs. Signs means what? Means meanings. Suppose thoughts, desires. This is called the signals. And so in the total feedback system between the speaker and the listener, there is the system that the speaker can hear from the listener and monitors. Monitors means the speaker monitors. Monitors means the speaker has the right of using the signals. Means he uses the signals, or he utilizes the signals, words, phrases, sentences which he receives. Which he receives means which he receives from the listener, because the listener is different. So the listener, when speaks with the speaker, he gives many different type of words to him, and that's why the speaker listens many words from him, and that is called he receives. But it is different from the traffic signals. It is different from the traffic signals, because we have seen that there are the traffic signals also. These traffic signals are very different from the signals of words, phrases and sentences. The traffic signals are not speaking, or they do not speak, they are dumb, and so these traffic signals are very different from these word signals, and that's why it is said that it is different from the traffic signals. Why? The which are not more active means the traffic signals are not more active, means the traffic signals are just the signals are there, they do not do any kind of thing, they are only there, they are set there, the signals are set there on the poles, and that's why which are not more active for the interchangeability. Means interchangeability means when the speaker speaks and the listener listens to him, there happens the beautiful, the nice interchangeability. But when we discuss of the traffic signals, we cannot find any kind of distinct interchangeability between these traffic signals, and that's why here we have said that which are not more active for the interchangeability, as the red signal cannot say the signals are red, the signals are yellow, the signals are green, and here the signal is red. So the red signal cannot say when the bulb has gone out. The red signal cannot say when the bulb has gone out. Means when the bulb has gone out means that red signal doesn't know. That red signal is dumb. It is neuter. It is lifeless. And that's why this red signal cannot say when the bulb has gone out. If there is the speaker and if there is the listener, and if these two persons are looking at the traffic signal, then these persons can understand and they easily speak with each other. Oh, that signal has gone. They talk with each other. Oh, that signal has gone. Like this they talk. And this happens the interchangeability between these two persons. But when there is the traffic signal, that traffic signal is alone. That traffic signal is dumb there. That traffic signal is neutral there, lifeless there. And the traffic signal cannot understand, cannot speak. The traffic signal cannot know when the bulb has gone out. And that's why these traffic signals are not more active to make the interchangeability of the language. Then specialization of man's vocal cords. Specialization of man's vocal cord as the interchangeability means the vocal cords of man, because it is very clear that when man makes the interchangeability with each other, if two persons are there and they are doing the interchangeability of their sentences with each other, of their dialogues with each other, they speak the sentences with the help of these vocal cords. And these vocal cords help these persons to do the interchangeability between each other, and that's why here it is very clear to say that the specialization of man's vocal cords, because man's vocal cords are specialized, means man's vocal cords are special, and that's why the specialization of man's vocal cords is the best interchangeability. Means the vocal cords of persons do the best interchangeability with each other. It is impossible for a dog. Again, here the point has come that this interchangeability is impossible for a dog. Means if there is a dog, this dog cannot have the interchangeability like the man, because the vocal cords of this dog is not like the vocal cords of man, and this dog speaks his communication only with the heredity. It means that as its father has spoken, has made a voice, in the same way this dog also makes the communication, and that's why it is said that the interchangeability is not possible for a dog, or the interchangeability is impossible for the dog. The semanticity of words meaning follows the interchangeability. It is very clear that the semanticity. Now, semanticity of words, it means that the words give us the meanings, because every word has the meaning, every phrase has the meaning, or every sentence has the meaning, and this is called the semanticity of words. And these words give us the particular meaning, and so it is called the semanticity of words meaning. And this semanticity of words meaning follows the interchangeability. It means that we speak sentences and we understand the meanings of the sentences, means we understand the semanticity of words meaning, and we speak with each other on the basis of that semanticity, and that's why this becomes the beautiful interchangeability between the speaker and the listener, and that's why here it is very clear that the semanticity of words meaning follows the interchangeability. Displacement. Now there is the point of the displacement. Displacement means what? Displacement means the person is here and he talks about his past in America. Means actually in the past this man was present in America, and now this man is talking about his past in America. So this is called displacement. So this displacement or displacement also follows the interchangeability with past, present and future. It means that the person who was in America, it was his past, but now that person is talking about his past in the present, and again the same person will talk about his past in the future time, and that's why this displacement also follows the interchangeability with past, present and future. Means this person will talk about the past, this person will talk about the present, and this person will talk about the future, or this person will talk about his past in the present tense and in the future tense, and in this way this will happen, the interchangeability between past, present and future, and that's why it is said that the displacement also follows the interchangeability with past, present and future. Creativity and productivity show interchangeability with symbols and signals. So here the point is very clear that creativity. Now creativity means what? We create something, because man has got extra gift by God, and that's why man creates many words. Means man creates one word, and from that one word he creates again 2 or 3 words. From one sentence man can create again 2 sentences, 3 sentences, 1 paragraph. That is called the creativity, and that is called the productivity. Means man produces something. Man has produced literature, man has produced science, man has produced research. So that is productivity, and so that's why creativity and productivity show, means these two qualities of man show interchangeability. Means when man creates a literature, when man writes a poem, that poet makes interchangeability with the readers, and that's why this interchangeability happens. So when the scientist produces something, that scientist talks about that particular thing with others, and so we can say that the productivity of that scientist shows the interchangeability with symbols. Now symbols means that scientist or that poet uses the symbols. Symbols means he uses the words, he uses the phrases and sentences, paragraphs. He writes his experiences, and he talks about his experiences with people, and that is called the symbols and signals. So with the help of the signals and with the help of the symbols, these two persons, means the creativity means the poet, writer, and productivity means the scientist, these two persons talks with other people with the help of the interchangeability, or it happens the interchangeability, and these persons, means these two persons, use the symbols and signals, and in this way this happens the interchangeability between the writers, poets, and the scientists, and the people who are there in their connection. The traditional transmission lets us learn the native languages from the speakers. Now this is very important point I will discuss, is that the traditional transmission means there are many things before us in language which have come from the traditional period. Means from the traditional period to this modern period, many things have come to us, and that's why here the point is that the traditional transmission lets us learn, means we can learn many things from the traditional transmission. And which things we learn? The native languages. Lets us learn the native languages, means we learn the native languages from the quality or from the characteristic or from the property of language called traditional transmission. Traditional transmission means traditional means from the olden times or from the traditional time, the language has transmitted, means the language has been transmitted from that generation to the modern generation, and that's why this has happened, the traditional transmission. And so the traditional transmission lets us learn the native languages from the speakers, because for example, I will give you here the speakers, still the older speakers are here, means when we go into the Mahabharata, when we go into the Ramayana, then we understand there is the Sri Krishna and there is the Ram. So these two persons we learn, and we learn from these persons, these speakers, means these speakers will learn the native languages of that time. Means we learn the language of the Mahabharata, we learn the language of the Ramayana, and that's why it is very clear that the traditional transmission lets us learn the native languages from the speakers. Then the dual pattern. It is very clear that every language has dual pattern. It is very clear that every word has dual meaning. It is very clear that every sentence has the dual meaning, and that's why the dual means two, means twofold, meaning, dual meaning. So the dual pattern makes language dual, means when the dual pattern is there, this dual pattern makes that language dual, means this dual pattern has the dual meaning, and that's why the language also becomes dual with creativity and productivity. Means there is the creativity, there is the productivity, because those people who are creative and productive minded, those people always speak dual, and that's why this dual pattern makes language also dual with the creativity and productivity. Here we have finished today's topic, and next we will see the lecture 11 in the next time. Thank you very much.